It's so freezing in that stage.
Oh my god.
I'm frigid.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Q&A.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thank you for being here. You're kind of an elusive gentleman. You're kind of hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Why'd you decide to come to Spectacle? What the fuck? What was
Seems like a nice guy, dude.
I think we're all nice here. We're at least nice. That's the first requirement of being a volunteer here.
Yeah, I've never shown it before. I've never done anything, never done any interviews about it.
That's crazy. Whoa. Ever?
No, never.
Wow, guys, this is history. So be proud of yourselves. I guess I want to start off. First of all, this is over 10 years old now.
Yeah.
A lot has changed in 10 years. What was life like for you in 2012? And for you specifically, what was your life looking like in 2012? And what got the ball rolling on the dock?
Yeah, well, this was shot in 2012, and then I think I finally cut it and put it out in 2014. So it was, shot over 10 years ago, like you said. At the time, I don't know how old I was, probably 18 or maybe 17, I'm not sure. And I had a buddy of mine, Aaron, who we used to watch this kid, GOTHIC King Cobra at the time. Now you may know him as King Cobra JFS or other various names. I'm not sure, I don't watch his stuff anymore. There's some good stuff in there. I saw something about a sex doll he's chopping about.
Oh yeah.
The trajectory
really
has
good
gotten
size.
Yeah.
What?
So this was him in his infancy.
Yeah, he was young, 21. Like your spirit's not broken.
No. So how was life for me? I don't know.
How was your life? Was your spirit broken yet, or were you still?
No, my spirit's never broken. It could be damp and little bit maybe, but never broken. And I hope that's the same for all of you. I love you guys.
Oh yeah.
Spirit breaking.
So I just got out of high school, and I was watching a lot of Josh at the time. And Josh's videos probably aren't like what they were like now, or are like now. They were kind of him blogging on like Facebook, and he would get his computer taken away, and he would do it from a friend's phone or something like that. And he would just be talking about like dating and Stephanie and having a dry spell.
Still talks about
things
that.
like, it'd be like 50-minute videos of him smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. And I was very interested in him, the fact that he didn't have, at the time, any following, but he had a compulsion to publish these things on a very regular basis.
To what audience? Yeah.
To what audience, right. And so I got in touch with him. He's very hard to coordinate things with, so I just bought tickets and showed up at his work.
I wish I had done that. I've been on the phone with him twice.
Yeah.
His phone's off currently, so I cannot fucking get a hold of him. We were trying to have him phone in for you all tonight. He's hard to get a hold of. I'm sure he's asleep right now.
You got throw $1 holler.
So we tried very hard, but at least we got Joel in the house, guys. My next question is I just really have to say, from a personal experience, when I saw this, it hit in such a way that is pretty indescribable. I think some of us also might be from parts of America that are Casper-esque. They're very 6-lane highways, Kmart parking lot, fucking around in Spirit Halloween, going to the mall, smoking cigarettes, doing shit you're not supposed to do at 16. And that was really the drive for me when I first saw this years ago. It was not only is it a portrait, Josh is a good guy, he's a weird guy, we all appreciate him and his antics, but also the documentary specifically captures a feel of America that I think a lot of us can relate to in just a really kind of visceral way of I have a friend who only speaks in Family Guy quotes and smokes cigarettes constantly and thinks it's the coolest fucking thing they've ever done. I don't even know where I'm going with this question, but I just wanted to say that's what really got me with this. And I don't know, what was, obviously as a filmmaker, this is an intentional choice. So what did you notice in Casper that was really making it more than just a Josh piece? There was obviously a lot of
certainly a character, Casper. It's just something to look at, just like Josh is. So if you spend time somewhere, sometimes you look at things and you like them or you don't.
Yeah.
But you still look at them.
Yeah, they're
So,
there. You're
yeah.
there, like you were there, so you're like, I have to document.
Yeah, and just hanging around in parking lots, you know, at night. And stuff.
I miss that shit so much. Like I kind of miss that. I miss being like a young delinquent, just smoking cigarettes that I stole.
Yeah.
Like drinking alcohol I stole.
Waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, just being like, nothing else is happening, so
Yeah.
I might as well like fuck around and find out.
Yeah, it's a very juvenile thing. I think
Yeah.
a documentary about Josh now would be something I'm not interested in.
I don't think anybody is. But
Yeah.
I know there was a follow-up documentary. I haven't seen it, and like, this is a gentleman whose antics are best consumed in like very small doses. I guess like I don't like sitting around and being part of his life.
I think some people do.
I'm happy if you do. I don't want to besmirch you, but the trajectory has definitely been interesting. So what is your, like, as a filmmaker, what's your drive, like, are you still creating films currently, or like?
I still make things, yes, but I don't publish in any public way.
I see. What about private? What do you do privately?
Oh, I do all kinds of video stuff.
Oh,
Privately.
Yeah, I won't press.
I do all kinds of video stuff. I have to do it. It's something that I do. So you go through seasons and perhaps times where you don't post, but you're still
creating, making moves in silence.
I did make a second documentary that's public, which is Ham Pound 93, my brother, which I care for.
Absolutely.
I made that, and then I did have something slotted for kind of like a trilogy piece, which would have been on Conald Peterson, who was Fed smoker.
Yeah.
Maybe some of you are familiar with that, but he has passed away.
Yeah, so that's not
Rest in peace.
Absolutely. Did you get to do any kind of pre-work on that, or?
Just communication.
For sure.
I couldn't catch up with him.
You don't have any plans for a third piece outside of that?
Not currently, no.
Okay.
No.
I want to open the floor up because I'm pretty sure everyone's got way more interesting questions than me. Hand in the air, anybody? There we go.
As a documentary director, was there a lot of directing involved with Josh, or was it kind of like a safari? Like you kind of gave him the microphone a lot of the time. Just like show me who you know, talk about what you know.
Well, what I would have preferred is for me to never have to ask a question to him. And
I'm sure there was some ship steering involved.
And just let him have it. That would have been better, in my opinion. But I knew a lot about Josh at the time, and so if there was periods where he was not active on the camera, then I would certainly ask him pointed questions.
Right, I mean, like when it's on camera, he's treating it like it's his live stream sometimes, It's like, but you had to get him there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had been watching him in 2011, you may, see some repeat stories he's told on Facebook or whatnot.
Any other hands?
Yes.
Apologies if you've already explained this, but like, how specifically did you encounter him originally?
Oh yeah. Well, I just saw him online. I don't know. Maybe somebody sent me a link, or maybe I was looking up like. He had a video, I think the first one I saw was My Religion, which was him breaking down the religion that he created. And I thought that was really something else.
Yeah.
And, he would do chi balls and try to show how he's knocking over beer cans.
I love
chi balls.
Yeah.
What is a chi ball?
It's like an energy ball.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z.
Like literally.
Yeah.
Coming.
Yeah. You kind of take care of it right here and then you can send it off.
He was really good at that. I don't think he can do it anymore. I think a further question is like, what was the process of like, were you out here at the time? Were you East Coast at the time when you made this, or were you somewhere else in America?
Well, I went to Casper to film it, but I've always been East Coast.
Sure.
I've lived up and down. I'm born in Pennsylvania, but I lived in Virginia and South Carolina and Massachusetts, and now I live in Connecticut.
How did you, what was getting to Casper like? Like, what did you have to go through? Other than buying a plane ticket, like, what accommodations and shit? Like, is there a popping hotel scene in Casper?
I think I was staying in motels. I stopped by Josh's house. He took me to his house, and then I had a meeting with his dad in the driveway. That was a couple hours, probably, I think.
Wow.
and Clint. Yeah, and I guess his dad fancies himself a documentary filmmaker or photographer.
Yeah.
So he's talking to me about like he'd like to house me, but he doesn't know who I am. Don't worry about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Any other hands? I saw a couple of hands over here.
Last year there was supposed to be like the My Brother, which I Care For too. And how's that come? Is that gonna come out?
I think what you might be talking about is a video that Zach Waltman posted on his YouTube or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a trailer. That I don't think I would consider that a follow-up. I think that was just some fun footage that I filmed with Hamilton and Hudson that Zach cut up. If that comes out, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Got a couple. Let's go in the back.
Zach's very good though. You guys should all check out Zach Waltman, the guy who did the soundtrack.
So has Clint or Josh given you any feedback on this documentary?
I think Josh said it was good.
That's the best you can hope for.
That's what I heard from him at the time. I don't even know if he knows what it is now. And his dad, I never heard from his dad ever again. I never reached out to him again after the driveway talk.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And right here.
I have a question about like you mentioned that he's like kind of difficult to coordinate and
Yeah.
like direct, but I was just wondering like once he got that Jaeger in him, if it just kind of started spilling out easier.
For sure, yeah. And that's what he likes to do. That's how he feels comfortable. So
Right.
I think that's his zone, or that was at the time. I don't know. Maybe it would take a little more now. But for sure. Yeah.
And in the back. And in the back.
Do people ever yell shit at you that you didn't get on camera?
Oh yeah, all the time. People yelling stuff all day long. even at me. You know how it is.
What was that like?
Walking around. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. That always happens in the Hand Pal documentary. There's people yelling. So always.
That's what you do when there's nothing else to do. You yell out the car.
It's kind of good too.
It's so awesome to catch that.
Yeah.
That was really made it just.
Yeah.
You guys should try it tonight. Yell at somebody.
Oh yeah. So there's obviously some SMI going on here. There's some severe mental illness going on. But what was the threshold for him trusting you? Because I think that is what,
Yeah,
for me,
he's-
it's like, as a character, as a person, he clearly has this, like, he has this kind of God complex going on, where I think that probably, like, constantly filming himself, and then for you, so when you came in, was he like, oh, obviously, or was there, like, you know, like a lot of massaging happening?
No, there wasn't a lot of massaging. I think I just
Yeah.
presented myself as I was, and I knew a lot about him, so I think that probably had a little ego effect on him, and he liked that.
No, it hit him right.
Yeah.
Or the whole purpose for him. He was like, yes and yes. Like,
Yeah, so he's ready to go. If you know anything about him, he's ready to go.
Follow-up question.
I think maybe not, but I think so.
Follow-up question. Do you think that this doc has kind of maybe pushed him to becoming who he is today? Where it,
I don't know
where
about
it
that.
redoubled his feeling of like,
That's a whole.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, but that's a whole can.
I know, you can't blame yourself fully,
No,
but
I
do you ever
can't.
feel any guilt that maybe you like caused him to think that he really should keep filming himself?
No, I feel no guilt about any of
Yeah, I mean, this
No,
was.
not going to. I feel no guilt.
Yeah.
Negative guilt.
I was saying this is Doug is on hold.
Yeah, I feel it's just this question.
And if he's living a lifestyle that he enjoys, then and people don't like it, then that's good too.
Yeah,
I love
agree.
it.
I
Do
definitely
it.
agree. You should pick a hand now, because I've been picking hands.
Let this guy pick
Yeah.
I guess with both this and also Hand Pal,
Yeah.
I guess as a viewer, I felt like you treated the subjects with like a lot of like empathy and kind of caught them as like whole people. Do you think there's any like personal beliefs you have about like people or anything like that? If you like agreed that there was like some empathy in how you captured like the subjects, like any beliefs or opinions that help guide that?
I definitely hear what you're saying, and that's certainly there. But I don't like or feel like ever talking about empathy or anything like that. I just don't personally.
No, I understand.
But it's all there, and you're right to see it. So I'll say that.
I like this. Good hand.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's any documentaries that were really influential to you when making this, that you were, when you're shooting it, said, oh, I really hope it's part of this tradition or anything like that.
I think I used to watch a lot of movies and documentaries. Now I don't watch pretty much anything. I feel real good about that. This theater is really cool, though. I like it.
Hopefully you're playing good enough shit. It's still pretty bad.
Documentaries that were inspiring. I used to like, what's his name, Ulrich Sadel. He's made some movies. He made some documentaries that I really liked a lot. I think one was State of the Union, something or other. It was like kind of a long title. That one was pretty banging, if I remember correctly. It was, I would recommend it if you guys can find it somewhere, torrent or something. That was, I really liked that. Other documentaries? Probably not.
I was gonna ask, what about like at the time, maybe not so much now as you said, but like what narrative features and like other things were you into?
Definitely, I think probably one of the best of all time, Kim Ki-duk for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Spring, summer, fall, winter, and spring. You die from that one. Die from that one. That's really the only one I want to probably mention.
Okay.
That's
Very
unbelievable.
fair. So you don't watch anything anymore? Definitely not Netflix or
no, definitely not
Hulu
Netflix.
or
No, not
none of that
Netflix.
shit?
I don't even know what's on there.
No, I'm the same way. I don't log on.
There's probably fine stuff, I guess, if you want to watch something.
Sure.
Maybe I'll think a little more on that. And I'll get back
Keep
to
it in your head.
Yeah.
Any other hands in there? We got somebody in the back right here.
So you were 18 or 19 when you made this. Rewatching it now, was there anything you wish you had done differently?
Oh no. I mean, it's a whole flaw of the entire thing, but it's like pretty good for what it is, I think. And I like it. I haven't seen it since I made it. So.
Big.
Yeah.
Hand.
I'm curious about your editing process. The footage that didn't make it. Was there any general submission? Any big, I don't know, just like a general, what didn't make it and why? If there's anything.
So you're asking about the stuff that wasn't in there, why I cut it out?
How you choose what to include? Yeah.
I think. Well, I have to think about the time, how I was feeling. I think I was kind of trying to convey, and like we were talking about earlier, with the setting as a character, that was really big to me at the time, and trying to let it breathe a little bit, and trying to get him smoking as much as possible, which wasn't hard. And like I filmed the whole thing with talking to his dad, cut that all out. I didn't want stuff with anything where it seemed like I was asking too much of a question. I didn't like that. I just like kind of presenting, not necessarily pulling.
Were there other interactions you had that aren't on screen, but that definitely kind of like? Did you smoke with him? Did you hit the pipe at all, or?
I don't think so. I don't think I was smoking cigarettes or anything at the time. I definitely never drank with him. I had a burger with him.
Wendy's burger?
No, it was something out in Wyoming. What was it called? It was like Burger Palace or something.
Okay, so like a local joint.
Yeah, we used to go there. I think we went there every day.
Fuck, that sounds good, right? Any hands in here? More hands? We got one in the back.
Sorry for like such a schizophrenic question, but like every time I watch it, I'm always like curious who the other people with you guys walking down the railroad are.
Oh yeah, so there's only one other person that was with me, which was my dear friend Erin Kading, who is just a nice girl.
Cool.
Yeah.
End of story. We got a question right here.
This isn't really a question, it's more so just a comment, but I do really appreciate the kind of like inspiration and like almost like tenderness you have with your lens for like these, specifically like the parking lot spaces.
Yes.
They felt very romantic to me, like they were just really nice. So I really appreciate that.
You spend a lot of time in parking lots, just like.
Well, I'm from Alabama, so
Yeah.
I really appreciated that.
Yeah, big time.
Nice. And they really were like evocative of like kind of like also like something about this person that I think really interested me specifically basically is like he's very middle America, like middle nowhere, like that he's got visions of grandeur or whatever. And he is very, I don't know, he's not asking too much of where he lives, and so I think you kind of like portrayed his view of these like bullshit places as like beautiful.
Thanks. Thank you.
You said you were 17 or 18 when you
Something like that, yeah.
Was this like, did you have any like experience making movies, or did you like?
I had, that's an interesting question. I had, since I was 14, I've been editing. Well, I mean, even when I was a kid, I was making movies as a kid, but when I was 14, I got a job with a local, like, kind of extreme sports company. They made, like, socks and, like, t-shirts and stuff, like motocross and skateboarding. And so I would edit their videos for the company, and I did that while I was, all through, I guess it was early high school. And then just making my own, like, make like comedy movies and stuff like that with my friends. So yeah, that's what I did. I didn't go to school or anything like that.
Have you since? Did you do anything after this specifically, or the Amp Out? Did you have a moment where you're like, oh, I could do this in a higher capacity, or were you kind of turned off after that?
Well, I also I edited for a comedy group, and then we eventually got a TV show on Adult Swim. And then that got canceled.
Yeah.
And then after that point, I stopped publicly working in video. That was like
Very
2016.
fair. Very fair. Very fair.
Was it because of the disappointment of that not making air?
No, it was just crazy bombs going off here in life.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
It was
all.
a wild time, 2016.
It
Yeah,
was.
it was. Actually.
Any other hands in the air?
Yeah.
So this is about the Hand Pal
Yes,
documentary. I like scoured their channel and I saw a video where you were like catching up with them.
Yeah.
What was that like? Or what was the reasoning?
Oh yeah. Well, the handball guys are a complete different other world than Josh. Josh, I'm not friends with, and that's that. The handball guys are guys that I talk to on like a daily basis, almost like my family. So hanging out with them is just
way different.
Like hanging out with whoever, they're the best. Hamilton and Hudson.
So when they revealed that bomb at the end, that was all natural. Like, did that take any massaging to?
What was that bomb? What are you referring to?
The climactic.
Oh, in their documentary.
Their documentary. Yeah.
Oh, did that? No, with them. That did not involve any massaging. No, that involved just us getting into it. When you start filming early in the evening and then you go into the night, you start revealing some stuff. So that would happen if somebody filmed me. Yeah. Yes.
When you were filming this, was there any anything that you were filming and you were like, this is really edgy, there's no way I could actually like post this or like get this out there, but you kept it anyway?
No, there's no crazy edgy stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's all pretty normal.
I feel like it all made screen, basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's a load of footage, and I just cut it down to what I thought might be nice to watch, and that's what I did with it.
It was nice to watch. I gotta say.
Here.
It was nice to watch. We got room for maybe 2 to 3 more questions. Do you want to pick them?
Yes.
Bald guy to bald guy.
Yeah. I just realized I actually am like going. I don't know if you see I actually am like going bald.
It's faster than you think from
As
here.
a skinhead, you're like, damn, man, I actually
Because I
am
shaved
losing
my-
my hair now.
I
should
shaved-
have let it grow the last 10.
I just realized that. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, I guess they're just like Clipper recommendations now, but so this was like a pretty early documentary for people who were like following, I think they're called like lol cows now online, people like Chris Chan or
Yeah.
obviously Gothic King Cobra, Meat Skeleton, people like that.
Mhm.
Were you ever following other people of that vein? Do you see yourself as part of like this evolution of how people follow these internet weirdos? How do you fit into that?
Well, I don't fuck around with that term or anything like that. But it's probably good if people like it. I like Lilia, if you ever heard of him.
Yeah.
He's real good.
By the
I don't
book?
know if people would consider him one of those, but he's pretty good. Christian's definitely a pretty interesting piece. I don't watch any of that stuff.
We got an embargo on that. We're not gonna discuss.
I don't want it.
We don't have enough time.
Embargo on.
We don't have enough time. I did want to ask. Initially, like, this is a very popular piece of film. Like, it's been regarded frequently. Like, I've seen it brought up many times as like one of the best documentaries ever, one of the best YouTube documentaries ever, et cetera, et cetera. What's your opinion on that? I don't know if you've encountered any of that when you've, you know, Googled your own name, so to speak. I don't know how you feel about that, like, accolade, so to speak, or if you even give a fuck.
No, I don't know how real that is.
Yeah, because it can just be one person saying that, of course.
Yeah, I think it's very sweet, I suppose. I just, you know, I don't know. I don't really think about that.
Fair. Good.
Yeah.
It's probably best that you don't think about it too much.
Yeah. I think it's pretty nice.
Alright, we probably have time for a couple. Whoever wants to talk, honestly. Let's just fucking go.
So I imagine that whoever made like this in Hanpow was like someone who like was heavily online. Is that accurate for like where you were at the time, and are you still heavily online in any sense?
I would say certainly at the time. Now I would say very much so not. But absolutely at the time, you're right about that. Yeah.
Does it feel better to not be so online?
No, it's probably all the same.
You could go either way, y'all.
You just gotta ride
The
it.
same person.
Just
It's the
ride
same
it.
thing.
Yeah, just
Right?
ride it
It's
out.
just a mirror.
Let's do two more. Here.
Are you still doing editing work as a career right now, like for money?
I don't do it for money, no. I cut that out. I could do it for money, but I cut that out. So I make money doing other things now.
Could you tell us about Fed Smoker? Or for some of us who have been on YouTube and seen his videos and don't really know anything about him, just know he fucks with cops and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
he's a wild
has like
man.
a crazy car. Like, yeah, if you could tell us whatever information you've researched or have talked to him, what's up with him.
Well, I don't have deep
RIP.
biographical information. I haven't done any deep digging. I just recognize him as a real outlaw. And I don't know about too many of those that are at least online that you can see in that capacity, in that private capacity that he then broadcast. That stuff is pretty wild. So I just consider him a real outlaw. And so if you're interested in knowing about outlaws, I would look at him.
Oh yeah.
One more. Anybody?
Okay, when he flashes his tattoo,
Yeah.
was it on the tip of your tongue? That is just the Superman.
Yeah.
Like, did you? How could you hold back?
Yeah.
I was really shocked that you could hold back.
There's a lot, yeah, there you go right there. There's a lot of legendary iconography in there. The S, the penis, the balls.
Well, yeah, but the S was just like,
Yeah.
that was so epic to me that he really just,
No, it's
he turned the S, the
explanations.
Superman S, like that every
It's his
7th
now.
grader
It's his
drew.
He incorporated it into the iconography.
And then he was bald-facedly not even recognized.
That's pretty badass.
I thought that was pretty badass, and I just wanted to know
No, I think that's
if you
all
laughed
badass.
out loud when he showed you.
No,
or
I
if you held
think
it in.
I like anytime somebody takes something and completely abuses it and makes it their own. I think that's amazing.
Yes,
So
you weren't
that-
even laughing.
That no. I think it's badass.
That's also very like that's also very like mall, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that he just like was like, I invented this.
No,
That's
see-
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not
I'm
saying
impressed.
that he changed blah blah blah. Or yes, obviously.
I just like it.
And we all drew it. That's why I think
Yeah.
it's so crazy.
Yeah.
We gotta stop, everybody. We gotta get run out of here. Joel, do you want to plug anything before you go, even though you're working in secret? Making
not in secret, just living. God bless you guys. Thanks for coming out.
We got a movie at 10 o'clock. We're doing all these LSD features, CIA, MK Ultra bullshit. Thanks for coming, everybody. It's always nice.